Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and apologies for the absence of not uploading anything recently. Been back at work and also been on holiday, plus been working on a few items in the background. First of all, this TYT UVL-15W. After doing a few reviews, I did put this up for sale and I did sell it. I actually regretted selling it, and lucky enough the person I sold it to still had it, so I was able to buy it back. TYT have released some new firmware for the UVL-15W, so I'll be looking at that and producing some more videos on this particular radio, because I'm actually quite fond of it in the end. So stick around and I'll be doing some more videos on that. The things I've been working on in the background is a bit of 3D printing. Here we have a portable 20-meter antenna. I won't go into full details now, but it's just something that will be coming to the channel soon. So I'll put those to the side. What we're here for is the Anytone AT-D890UV. This was kindly loaned to me by David M7 Oscar Kilo Delta, who purchased it, took it out the packaging, had a quick look, and then at the radio club he said, why don't you take it away and have a look at it and see what your thoughts are. So thanks to Dave for loaning me this radio. I'm just going to have a quick look over it. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the DMR stuff. There's loads of videos and loads of people programming them. But one thing that obviously caught my eye with this particular radio is my favourite mode, APRS. Love it. So this radio does it. And it also does the satellites, or the satellite tracking and bits and pieces. So this video is going to be on the APRS side of it. And then I will do another video on the satellites and see if I can work a satellite with this particular radio. I don't want to hang on for it for too long, because I don't want Dave to be without his radio for a while. But I am quite warming to it. I did initially see it come out on market. I'm not one for DMR, so yeah, I'll see. I might purchase one. I'm not too sure yet. We'll see how it goes. But so far, it seems quite an interesting radio. I just want to touch on the APRS settings to start off with. Some of the information and videos that I have seen online don't fully pin down everything, all the parameters that you need to have set. I think there was one or two things missing, a few oversights that I just want to nail down for people if they're struggling with the APRS. First of all, like some of the other manufacturers, they like you to put APRS on VFO-B. This radio doesn't really matter what VFO you put it on, but the settings within the radio do matter. So as I'm so used to other manufacturers telling me to put it on VFO-B, I've done the exact same here. So there's the frequency. What you need to do is make sure one of the settings in the radio is set to the right thing, because otherwise it won't decode anything, which is what I'm starting to see with a few people online mentioning about it. So, as you've got VFO-B, if we go into the menu, and we'll start off with this, and I think it was in number 4, ANA APRS info, and then you want number 2, decode path. It's got to be set to VFO-B if you're using VFO-B. If you're using VFO-A, then use VFO-A or the path B. So if I select that now, that's that sorted. To do all the settings, you will need to plug this into a computer. You won't be able to program your call sign. I haven't found anything like that. It needs to be done via the computer. If we come out of there and we go into here, what was it? This signal path. One of the things that was missing from the signal path, or the Digipeater path, was people were putting wide 1-1 and wide 2-1, but they're forgetting the comma. So you need to have that comma in there, otherwise it's going to try and read it as one thing. It might upset the network a little bit. So that was another thing that I did notice. And there's one more thing which I'll show you. So the Anytone is programmed with my call sign -10. I'll get my trusty FT2D. This one, if I hold down the menu, we go to APRS, we'll go into the call sign. As you see, that's programmed in with 9, my call sign -9, so I'll just come out of that. And if we key up now, function beacon TX, there you go. So the details are popped up on the screen. You'll see that it says -9, all the other parameter details. And there you go, remarks, FT2D handheld. Come out of that. If we check it on the screen now, but you'll also listen to the actual audio or when it breaks a squelch. So I'll press it now. So it's picked up the details, M5LOW-10. But did you hear the pause in the transmission? So it will key up and then it will send the actual data packet. If we do it again the other way around, we now listen to the ASU. Straight away we're getting the actual audio, the packet information come through straight away from this radio. So there's a setting within the Anytone that you just need to adjust to stop that pause, because you're just taking up even more time on a transmission that could stop another transmission from happening. So we'll adjust that within the settings. So we'll pop over to the computer, and at the end of it I'll show you the video of the difference of doing that setting as well. So let's get to the computer and we'll program it up. Okay guys, I've got the radio plugged into the computer. We're just going to read it now. So make sure you've set all your COM ports. So set COM port, mine was set to 7, I think it was. Yeah, number 7. To do that, and then you can read your radio. Let's press no, read data from radio. If you've got DMR stuff, then fine, you can obviously do that, but I've got nothing because this is a lone radio to me. So I'll think about it. Read complete. Right, the first thing that you need to do, tools. Let's look at APRS Info Manager. That's all good. We don't need that for the moment. We need to look at options. So you need to go to the options, and then we need to select GPS, APRS, and analog APRS RX. It says if the board's installed, but it should be installed in yours. You can also select the Bluetooth wireless, so just tick all those. As I say, because it's a lone radio, these frequencies were already programmed in it when Dave got it. All I've done was change the top one and I added in APRS. So if I click into that, so that's in your channels, APRS. I've renamed it APRS. You could put ANA, so you know it's analog APRS if you wanted to. You do your receive frequency, so here in the UK is 144800. Transmit frequency 144800, and then we slightly move down, channel type A analog. I've got my transmit power as low at the moment. I didn't adjust the bandwidth, but you probably could change that to 12.5 if you wanted to. I'm just going to leave it as a standard at the moment. APRS report type is analog. I haven't got anything else adjusted in those settings. No CTCSS, nothing down the bottom that we need to do. Working our way back up to the top, we've got some tick boxes, and then we've got APRS RX. Make sure that one is ticked. Everything else looks fine, and if you don't want to hear the APRS data, then you can tick that to mute the sound. So that's what that does. But I'm going to leave that running for the moment just to do the demonstration. Click OK. Then if we look on the left hand side with the drop down, we go to APRS, and then this brings up the APRS settings. You couldn't manually enter in your call sign to the radio on the keypad, so you do need the programming cable and software. I have done a firmware update on the radio, so I'm running version 1.05, is it? Yeah, 1.05. If we look at the box, we look at APRS, so we've got manual TX interval. I've got that set as 120. Auto TX. This is if you're going to leave it in your car, you're driving around, you just set how long you want it to be. 120 seems to be a good option, to be honest. 180, but it's entirely up to you. But for the demonstration purposes, I've set it for off. But you know, if you want it to beacon while you're driving and don't have to push the manual PTT button, you do need to set that. So let's set it as 120 because that's what you'll need to do. Support for roaming I've turned off. The fixed location I've turned off. I've left all this other details the same. Long and latitude, obviously you'll put yours in there. You can get the details from the GPS and the radio, so if you're not too sure about it, you just go into the GPS, look at the information, and it will tell you your long and latitude. But make sure that you put in the correct hemisphere and the north and south bits and pieces. Moving on down, we're looking at APRS TX tone. That's on at the moment. I can't remember if that was on the way it was, but I've just left it. To call. So this is a setting within the APRS protocol. They've now been putting Anytone's details in, so the AT-81 does work, but you could also put in APRS. It just with that, it tells the APRS network that you're using a Anytone radio. So if you want to make sure that that's what the device it picks up on APRS, then that's fine. To call SSID is set to 0. Put your call sign in there. Your SSID, if you're going to use it mobile, portable, I'd probably 9 is going to be your best one because you're able to receive messages with this radio as well. So 7 is just normally a tracker, but 7 or 9 will do, one of those two. I've left everything else different. The same. Digipeater path. This is the bit that you need to concentrate on because some people weren't putting in the comma. So you just need to make sure the comma's been put in there. Your text, well, I'm just testing in Anytone. You could put your name and maybe the model of the radio. APRS TX wide. And we go up to the top here. This is that path bit. So path B, path A, you need to select what one you're using. If you're using VFO-B, select the B. Transmit delay, I left it at 12. Subtone off, don't need any of that. Right, this is the setting that I think that we need to adjust to stop that delay of audio. I think this is what's holding back the audio being sent a minute it's transmitting. So when I set this to 0, there isn't that delay, which I'll show you. So I've got it in at 0. We'll have a look in a minute. Position, all of these I selected on. You might not want to receive information from weather stations or other objects or anything. So you just tick whatever you want, but the standard is to leave them on. Analog frequency, I've set this all for 144,800. I think it was 144,600, but it's turned off anyway. And it tells you down there at the bottom of the screen, it says this command enables an attempt to display corrupted packages when pass all is on. The default is off, so I've just left it as off. Nothing else needs to be done in these settings that I'm aware of, so we just click OK. And then what we do is write to the radio. So that's written to the radio. Now let's move back over to the desk and I'll show you the difference in the delay, and I'll also send a text from one radio to the next. Okay guys, we're back on the bench and I've done the pre-wave button now. There you go, so it's already automatically sending it, but we'll just confirm it here. So if I press function, listen to when it sends the actual transmission. So also watch the red light. Pretty instantly, this will send that information. If I press it now, since we've put that on 0, there isn't that slight delay before it actually sends the audio over. Also with this, you can send a message. So if I go into APRS, we'll go into number 3, SMS, new message, and let's just type in test. confirm. I know that this radio is M5LOW-9, so we go M. We've got the AB up there, so change that, hit the pound key, number 5, pound key again. That's got non-capitals, we want it capitals again. L-O-W. And if we can push the 1 button, I think it's that, yeah. We can cycle across to get the dash, and then we want to put number 9. Oh, pound key again, 9, confirm. That's flashing on the top to say I've received the message. There you go, from M5LOW-10. We'll hit reply and go back in. Messages, reply. So it's already got that up the top. Let's edit the text and put, let's go forwards. Let's delete all that out. I just want a different message going across so you can just see. Let's go for hi. Oh. Hi, and then M text. And there you go. So it says hi. It tells you who it's from. Just one final thing with the APRS, with the Anytone, is the GPS. So my GPS is turned on at the moment with the green icon. But for APRS, and to make sure that the location is being updated, go to menu, GPS, we want to go select, we want to make sure it's turned on. There wasn't any other settings that I adjusted within here, but it tells you all the details there. And then finally, go back into APRS. You want to go to number 8. APRS, and then number 8 is upload beacon. If you're moving around in your car or you're walking, you want the position to be updated. Number 1 for GPS beacon. If you're at home or you've reached a portable site, you're going to be there for the weekend, and you don't want the GPS on, you can then put in a fixed location. So you can put number 1 as your home, number 2 the portable location. But if you're driving around in your car and want it to be updated, make sure GPS beacon is done. If there's any other parameter in the menus that you think might be more suitable, please post them in the comments so we can share with everyone else, so we can get all the menu settings correct for other people. I'm just trying to help other people use this Anytone radio. It's quite nice. I haven't got it for long. I don't really want to take the mickey and have it for too long, but if there's something that you want me to have a look at in the meanwhile, please post it in the comments. I'll try and investigate it. I'm sure if questions come up later on, I might be able to borrow the radio again from Dave. I might even purchase one myself. I've got a few other things that I'm looking at first, but we shall see how it goes. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. I've got more videos to come, so subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. 7-3.